February 13th of 2017, 14-year-old Liberty German and 13-year-old Abigail Williams walked across the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, Indiana. They were never seen again. Their bodies were discovered the next day, and it took almost 6 years to arrest a suspect. On October 28th of 2022, Richard M. Allen was arrested, a local man who worked at CVS, much to the shock of everyone. At first, he said that he would find his own private attorneys, but then he wrote a letter to the judge begging for mercy, saying that he didn't realize how expensive it would be and that he needs public defenders assigned to him. That was when attorney Bradley Rosie and attorney Andrew Baldwin entered the scene, and since then, it's been quite a rocky road. There have been accusations of crime scene photo leaks. There's been emails sent incorrectly to the wrong person. There's been controversial documents that were released describing that perhaps Odinists were involved in the murders of Libby and Abby. This Delphi case has had so many twists and turns that it's actually really difficult to know who to trust. Do we trust the defense attorneys and what they are saying? Is it more plausible than what law enforcement is saying? Why did the first judge recuse himself and then Special Judge Fran Goll hide documents from the public? Why is there so much secrecy in this case? And why have things escalated to a level where the Supreme Court of Indiana is now involved? Having heard oral arguments today where they now have to decide, are they going to reinstate Richard Allen's original public defenders? Are they going to replace Judge Goll with a different judge for the remainder of the case? And are they going to be setting a speedy trial, which means it'll happen within 70 days instead of in October 2024? This is unprecedented, and today was, of course, another big deal in the case. So, thank you for being here. Let's discuss what happened today together. Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today was finally the Supreme Court of Indiana hearing for Richard Allen, the defendant in the Delphi case. Now, the points that they'll be deciding on, this is what his counsel was seeking to address, right? And they did a good job at doing it as well. 1, mandating that the trial court reinstate attorneys Baldwin and Rosie as Rick's court-appointed counsel. 2, mandating that the trial court order Rick's trial to commence within 70 days from the issuance of the writ. And 3, mandating that the special judge be removed from Richard Allen's case and a new special judge be appointed. Now, if you want to see this entire presentation, a timeline recap, and then little bullet points of what happened at the hearing, and if you want to watch that hearing with us on the replay, as well as all the commentary in between, I will link that live stream in the description box for you. Also, if you've never heard of this Delphi case before, I would highly recommend checking out my playlist, which is also in the description box for you. I hope that the little recap before this helped just a bit if you are new here. Okay, so what I wanted to show you now, if you were there at the live stream, this is an update from that, because just at the tail end of that SCOIN, Supreme Court of Indiana hearing, we actually learned that the state prosecutor, half an hour before the Supreme Court hearing, filed a document or filed new charges against Richard Allen, which I understand why people give him a bit of the nickname of Slick Nick. You know, it's a bit of a greasy move, like on such an important day, to be like, that's it, we're going to add new charges to him. Look over here, everyone. I don't know. It feels like, do you want attention? Is it a distraction? Like, what is going on here? Why today? Why now? What new information do you have? I suppose they have a lot that we don't know about. But just remember that it was Nicholas McCleland himself, the state prosecutor, who didn't want the probable cause affidavit unsealed, right after Richard Allen was arrested, because he said there might be further arrests. There might be more arrests, and they don't want to tip off those people. So who are those people? Are there going to be more arrests or not? Who knows? At this stage, there is a trial set for October 15th of 2024 for Richard Allen. We'll now see if the Supreme Court of Indiana decides if he's going to have a quicker trial or not, if he's going to have his former defense counsel or not, and if there's going to be a new judge on the case or not. Leave your comments below and let me know what you would like the outcome to be in this case. just please, I ask you, don't be narrow-minded and say, why are all of you defending a child killer? Like, it's not about that. It's about the procedure being followed correctly, which Judge Gold absolutely didn't do, So follow the procedures, do the right thing so that there is a fair trial, so there can be true justice for Abby and Libby. Anyway, so I'm not going to go on about that because we went on about it a little bit in the live stream. You could check it out there. But I am going to read you this document so that you have the latest information. Here it says, State of Indiana, County of Carroll, State of Indiana versus Richard Allen. State's motion for leave to amend charging information. Comes now the State of Indiana by a prosecuting attorney, Nicholas C. McCleland, and hereby respectfully asks the court for leave to amend the charging information filed in this cause on October 28th of 2022. In support, therefore, does aver. Now, the thing is, I didn't show you the time on top here. I want to show you so that you could see that timestamp. Look there, 10:30 a.m. is when it was filed today. The hearing started at 11. It's just like, oh man. And people might say, some people are going to say, so he can file on the same day. Yes, but if you know the whole big picture and the story and everything, I think this was another big boy move, in my opinion. Sorry to be snarky. Sort of, not sorry, but it's just like, man, this is not a game, It's not sport. This is for justice, for the victims in this crime. I digress. Let's continue. 1. On October 28th of 2022, the state filed a charging information alleging these offenses: murder as outlined in count 1 and murder as outlined in count 2. The defendant was arrested on October 26th of 2022 by a detective with the Carroll County Sheriff's Department. The probable cause affidavit executed by then detective, now Sheriff Tony Liggett, and filed by the state on October 28th of 2022 identifies acts of murder on or about February 13th of 2017. The discovery in this cause also revolves around acts of murder occurring in Carroll County on that date. The charging information and the probable cause in this matter reflect the charge of murder 35, it's Indiana Code 3542-1-12, commonly referred to as felony murder. Now, if you've missed the deep dive we've done on that, we've actually looked at that before and had presentations about it and seen exactly what that means. But here they say specifically that Richard Allen did kidnap victim 1 and 2 by force, and in the process of committing that felony, both victim 1 and victim 2 were murdered. The state hereby moves to amend the charging information to add additional counts, which include murder under IC 3542-1-11 for both victim 1 and 2, along with those former kidnapping charges. So if we quickly look over here, it says under that code, this is what they're filing for. Okay, so it would be knowingly or intentionally killing another human being. The first and most fundamental element of murder is causing the death of another person, knowingly or intentionally. This means that a person who takes someone else's life with the intent to do so will be charged with murder. Okay, and so that's now along with. So he's amended the charges and added these murder charges, along with the kidnapping. They said the state is asking the court for leave to file these amended charges because the charges more accurately aligns with the charging information with the cause discovery and probable cause affidavit. See Indiana Code 3534-1-5A179. We looked at that in the live stream. If you want to go check it out, it's towards the end of the live stream. I'll go and timestamp that for you as well. But basically that was about having grammatical errors or things, that they wanted to correct or that weren't quite right, so they can amend it. Yes, they can, but this is like adding new charges, which is interesting. Because of the clarity of the discovery and probable cause affidavit, the defendant has been on notice since the beginning of this case that this amendment does not prejudice the defendant's substantial rights, that the trial for this matter is 9 months away, giving defense adequate time to prepare to defend the amended charges, that this amendment does not substantially change the state's theory of the case. Wherefore, now comes the state of Indiana by prosecuting attorney Nicholas C. McCleland and prays the court to grant the state leave to amend charging information filed in this cause on October 28th of 2022 for all other just and proper relief in the premises. To me, it feels like, and it's an emotional opinion, it feels like an insecure move, you know what I mean? Like right before this huge SCOIN hearing, like highly anticipated, and he was there, apparently. So were Richard Allen's former attorneys. Richard Allen was not there. Judge Gold was not there. She was attending to another case, which, by the way, today, Mitch Westerman the leaker, of the crime scene photos was actually also in court. So we were speculating, we wonder if Judge Gold was there, or if it was another case. But she wasn't in court. And shame. The Attorney General assistant that stood in and spoke on her behalf was very flustered, very nervous, and didn't make much sense. A lot of word salad there. Go check it out. So it just seems like odd timing and a bit of an insecure move, and maybe a way to buy more time in case they were going to go for a speedy trial or something like that. Remember, I'm not an attorney. I'm just following along as this case progresses, and it's really devastating to see how it's gone. I mean, it took almost 6 years to arrest someone, who they say, this is the suspect. They believe, Superintendent Dakota said, this is the guy. Okay, so you believe this is Bridge guy, you believe this is the guy that murdered the girls. Okay, and what an absolute rocky road it's been since that arrest. Sure, so many things have happened. I've reported on just about all of them, so if you missed it along the way or you just want to see a recap, just check out the playlist. It should be in chronological order for you and easy to just find what you want to refresh yourself on. Let's also quickly look at this document. Thank you so much to Grizzly Cat for sending this to me. This was filed on the same day at the same time, and it's obviously all the counts now. There's 6 of them, so 2, they will repeat themselves, right, for victim 1 and victim 2. So it's 3 counts each per victim. So here they say, and it's different wording than we've seen before, count 1, murder. Nicholas C. McCleland, being first duly sworn upon his oath, says that on or about February 13th of 2017, in the county of Carroll, the state of Indiana, Richard M. Allen did kill another human being, to wit, victim 1, while committing or attempting to commit kidnapping. So McCleland is really saying now, we believe that this guy is Bridge guy, and we also believe that he killed Libby and Abby. So that's a very interesting development today, especially today, on this day. But let's continue to look at what he said here, all of which is contrary to the form of the statute in such cases made and provided, to wit, IC 3542 1-12 and IC 3541 2-4, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Indiana. Now, the thing is, I've redacted all the witness names just to be safe. I don't want to put that out there if we're not supposed to put that out there. Sometimes Carroll counties release things that were supposed to be redacted. Oh dear. So I'm very, very careful with that, as I am with all documents, but definitely when it comes to Carroll County. So now count 2 is the same wording, but it's for victim 2. And then there's count 3, which is for victim 1, did knowingly or intentionally kill another human being. So I think that would be knowingly or intentionally. Let's just see this first one, just to compare. This says did kill another human being. So while committing or attempting to commit kidnapping. So that's the difference there, where the other one now says knowingly or intentionally. Okay, so that would be count 3 for victim 1, and count 4 is for victim 2. And then we've got these kidnapping charges, which still stand. Count 5 is kidnapping for victim 1. And here they say that on or about February 13th of 2017, in the county of Carroll, the state of Indiana, Richard M. Allen, while armed with a deadly weapon, 2-wit handgun, did knowingly or intentionally remove victim 1 by fraud, enticement, force, or threat of force from one place, 2-wit, the Monon High Bridge, to another place, 2-wit, a wooded area. All of which is contrary, and then again, all the codes are there, and then signed by Nicholas C. McCleland. Count 6 is the same wording, but it's for victim 2, kidnapping. So there we have it on paper. We've seen the latest documents in this case. Here they said the court will please enter the following minutes. And they say the state of Indiana by Nicholas C. McCleland, prosecuting attorney, files probable cause affidavit executed by, this is January 13th of 2024, okay, by Tony Leggett, and information for count 1, murder, a felony, count 2, murder, a felony, count 3, murder, a felony, count 4, same, count 5, kidnapping, a level 3 felony, and count 6, kidnapping, a level 3 felony, which tells me, they say the court determines that probable cause does exist now. Are we going to see an updated probable cause affidavit? Because that's what I'm starting to wonder now. You know, if they've updated the charges, have they updated the probable cause affidavit? Or have they just, corrected some typos and things like that? Or is there more information that they're sharing in there? I don't know. I'd be very keen to see. So let's keep an eye out for any new documents or what happens next in this case. I will keep you posted. The Supreme Court of Indiana panel of amazing judges said that they will do their best to make a decision as quickly as possible on those 3 points I mentioned. So I don't know when that will be. They said they will get back to everyone when they've made that decision, but who knows when exactly that will be. Is it tomorrow? Is it later today? Is it tomorrow? Is it in a week from now, a month from now? I'm not sure. But when we know, we'll be watching that update together, of course. I don't know if they'll be streaming anything or showing anything. I'm sure we'll just get a document with the outcome. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments below. And if you missed the live stream and the actual SCOIN hearing, as it was, the Supreme Court of Indiana hearing, go and check it out. It is linked for you, as I said earlier. It's definitely worth a watch. It was done very professionally. Multiple arguments were heard. I already think that Richard Allen's counsel, Mark Lehman, did a very good job today. So, okay, I will see you in the next one. Stay safe.